Previously on Kate the Miku fan channel.
I want the game.
You mean the Hatsune Miku game?
Yes.
Miku, you just need to be patient. I don't actually have it until it arrives tomorrow. One day later. Alright. Are you happy now? The game has arrived today. It's May the 15th. And that means the game you've been waiting for has finally been released. I'm pretty sure that you're just glued to that thing. Konnichiwa, this is Kate the Miku fan here. I hope you guys are being safe and well during this pandemic. I will not name because that name alone is just driving me up the wall. Anyway, as you may have heard, Hatsune Miku Mega Mix has finally been released for the Western market today on May the 15th. And you know what that means? I'm going to do a quick review of the gameplay itself. Now, before we begin, I've got a confession to make. In terms of recording the gameplay, I've had a lot of problems with this. This is the Nintendo Switch Lite, as you can see here. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a little button here, which means that you can actually apparently record your gameplay. But the problem was, it didn't actually work for this game. So potentially I was screwed on how to actually display the gameplay to you. So I resorted to going on YouTube for other gameplays, and I've had to choose the trailer because that's the closest thing I could find. So anyway, just to be clear, what you're going to see is not actually my gameplay per se, it's actually off YouTube. But you're going to understand that it is a bit of a technical issue. No matter how many times I did the update on the software, it just didn't work. No matter how many times I tried, it just didn't work. I don't know if there's like a licensing issue in terms of this game, but apparently I did a lot of research, and it turns out this is kind of one of the common problems of the Nintendo Switch, particularly Nintendo Switch Lite. People have said that you can do video game captures via games like Legend of Zelda. I think there's Splatoon in there as well, and a lot of the games don't have that feature, which is kind of disappointing. So maybe that might explain why I can't get the gameplay from here itself. So yeah, that's kind of, it was a bit of a struggle, needless to say, so just to keep that in mind. Anyway, enough of me rambling, let's get on with the video, shall we? The Hatsune Miku game was actually released several months prior in Japan, and the Western audience was waiting, just begging to God to get this game released over here, so that they didn't have to pay this ridiculous price for the actual thing to come from Japan to the US or the UK. So when I heard that the digital release for the Western part of the world was going to be released, I jumped at the chance of downloading the game. I pre-ordered it, and here we are. The basic idea of this game is that you actually do this rhythm. You have to press the button in time to the music, you had to keep an eye on your health bar at the top there, you had to make sure that you were doing it all in time. It's very, very challenging, but it's a lot of fun. If you're not familiar with the game, I'd recommend you going for the easy section, just so then you can actually get used to the controls, your buttons, even on any device like your Nintendo Switch Lite or your Nintendo Switch, and then you can work from there. There's also a tutorial in the game, so do not panic if you have never played the Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch Lite before, because the tutorial will go through what you should do during the gameplay and what buttons you need to press and at what time. You know, it's that kind of stuff. It will take you through the basics, and then you'll feel a lot more confident than you were when you first opened the app. Another thing to point out is that there are two modes you can play with. You can play with arcade, or you could play with the mixed mode. Now, I use the arcade mode because you can actually use the buttons on the right hand side of the Nintendo Switch Lite or the Nintendo Switch, and you can actually press the buttons from there. In terms of the mixed mode, that's easier said than done for Nintendo Switch Lite, because that actually needs the sensor of either any joystick, and I don't have the joystick, so I am technically screwed. There are so many songs on here that are so awesome, it's so difficult to choose. However, the big major criticism that's been spotted in the game is that some of these songs are actually ported over from the previous games. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you are the first time buyer of the Hatsune Miku game, and this is your first game, then that's all well and good, but if you already own a previous Hatsune Miku game, it's kind of ridiculous having to reuse the songs from the previous games. But I think that's a personal preference for anybody. Again, if you are the first time buyer of the Hatsune Miku game, it's all well and good, but that can be a downfall for any Hatsune Miku hardcore fan. Despite that, I think it's a really good game that really deserves the spotlight on the Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch Lite. The Lite is a bit of a problematic one because of the mix mode, you can't actually do very much, but it is a fun game overall. So in terms of how great it is on the scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it an 8 out of 10 just to be generous. So, that's the end of the Hatsune Miku Mega Mix review. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to see more of what I do, please subscribe to my channel over here. If you would like to see some more videos, there's one just down here that you could have a look at. Leave a comment down below to say what your favourite song is or what your favourite part of the video was. Just anything in particular, anything Hatsune Miku related. And also give this video a thumbs up, that really means so much to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.